Hello students. This chapter dealt exclusively with a procedural rule called the exclusionary rule, created by the U.S. Supreme Court in an effort to stop law enforcement officers from violating the Fourth Amendment rights of individuals suspected of crimes. To repeat, it is a rule of law which holds that evidence seized illegally by police cannot be admitted in court to prove guilt. The Weeks case initially created the rule known as the Weeks Doctrine, but it applied only in federal court cases. In the 1949 Wolf case, the court specifically declined to extend that protection to state courts and make it binding on local law enforcement. Finally, in 1961, the MAP case was used as a vehicle by the Supreme Court to apply the rule to all states, and local law enforcement officers have had to comply with it in the collection of evidence, whether that evidence is physical or testimonial. The MAP case was decided by a due process-oriented court headed by Chief Justice Earl Warren, whose concern for fairness and individual rights was paramount. 3 exceptions to the rule also have been created through the Williams, Quarles, and Leon cases. This is due primarily to the appointments of an increasing number of Superior Court justices with a more law and order orientation than those before them. This includes Chief Justice Warren Burger, followed by Chief Justice Rehnquist, both of whom had hoped to lead the court back to the right and reserve the liberal due process-oriented procedures established under Chief Justice Earl Warren, and thereby fulfilling the plans of President Nixon, Reagan, and Bush, whose appointments to the court were intended to facilitate that reversal. You can see this in the Simon 1995 case. Burger almost succeeded in convincing a majority of the justices to overturn MAP, but his persuasive powers were not quite strong enough. And you'll see that in Woodward and Armstrong, 1979 case, pages 112 through 121. The current body of the U.S. Supreme Court is a delicate balance with a slight moderate to liberal majority. For now, that's all she wrote.